And now to the Big Apple, where three mayoral candidates, Democrat Zohran Mamdani, Independent Andrew Cuomo, and Republican Curtis Sliwa, faced off on Thursday night in the first of two televised debates ahead of the November 4th election. The two-hour debate held at Rockefeller Center offered voters a close look at how each contender plans to lead America's largest city. With early voting beginning on October 25th, the candidates wasted little time in clashing over key issues including crime, housing, policing, Donald Trump, and the recent Gaza ceasefire deal. Mamdani, a 33-year-old state assemblyman from Queens and the frontrunner, entered the debate with a 46% lead in recent polls. Cuomo, the former governor of New York, followed with 33%, and Sliwa, founder of the Guardian Angels, stood at 15%. Cuomo began the evening by touting his long record in public office, saying, quote, "This is no job for on-the-job training," end quote. He argued the city needed a mayor with management experience to handle complex challenges.
I was governor for 11 years. The budget is double what it is in New York City, and I got government to work. I passed groundbreaking laws, minimum wage, paid family leave, built projects that had never been built before. This is no job for on-the-job training.
Mamdani countered forcefully, saying New Yorkers deserve someone who understood their daily struggles, adding that Cuomo's years in power failed to make life more affordable.
The experience of being a New Yorker, someone who has actually paid rent in the city before I ran for mayor, someone who has had to wait for a bus that never came, someone who actually buys his groceries in this same city. And what all of that experience has shown me, which Mr. Cuomo can't seem to understand, is that it is far too expensive and far too hard for New Yorkers to afford to live in this city.
Republican candidate Sliwa presented himself as an outsider tired of career politicians. He blamed both parties, in fact, for creating the city's problems and promised to restore safety through stronger policing.
God, I'm not a professional politician because they have helped create this crime crisis in the city that we face, and I will
Thank you,
resolve.
Mr. Sliwa.
The candidates also addressed their approach to the Trump administration, which has taken a keen interest in the race. Mamdani said he would cooperate with Washington only if it benefited New Yorkers, but warned he'd stand up to Trump if federal policies hurt the city. Cuomo said he'd engage with the White House, but also countered that a Mamdani victory could turn into, quote, Mayor Trump running New York City, end quote. Sliwa, meanwhile, said confrontation with the president should not come at the expense of vital federal funding. However, all three agreed that President Trump should not deploy National Guard troops to the city.
The National Guard to do any real function. It's control, it's power. He's trying to say these Democrats don't know how to run these cities, and it's a political gesture by sending in the National Guard.
The Gaza ceasefire deal and the Israel-Hamas conflict became one of the night's most charged topics. Mamdani called for peace, saying that all parties have to adhere to the ceasefire.
I, like many New Yorkers, am hopeful that this ceasefire will hold. I'm hopeful that it is durable. I'm hopeful that it is just. And for it to be just, we also have to ensure that it addresses the conditions that preceded this.
Cuomo accused him of refusing to condemn Hamas, a claim Mamdani denied, while Sliwa questioned whether Jewish New Yorkers could trust Mamdani's leadership.
President Trump and his administration, I think it was a great accomplishment. I hope the peace holds. The assemblyman will not denounce Hamas. That is code, meaning that Israel does not have a right to exist as a Jewish state, which he has never acknowledged. That is from the river to the sea.
Still, there were lighter moments amid the fiery back and forth. When the candidates discussed breakfast preferences and marijuana use, Mamdani smiled and admitted to buying legal cannabis, while Cuomo flatly answered no. The night ended without a clear winner and the poll position unchanged. The three will meet again on October 22nd for the final debate before early voting begins, setting the stage for a decisive showdown as New York's race for mayor enters its final stretch.
Want the facts?
The latest developments?
News that gets straight to the point.
Well, we've got all three just for you. This is Firstpost Live, a brand new show, your window into what really matters.
Don't miss it.